Hello, and for this video we'll be drawing the horse's head. So let's break it down into its simplest shapes. The horse's head has to be seen as a strong neck, and attached to it is obviously a skull, but it's a horse skull, so it's a bit different to what we're used to. It does have a strong jawline, so that's a good point of reference. But it also does have rather a flat side of the head. So if we can think of that as a sort of Toblerone, so that we've got a bit of head up here coming down to the ridge of the eyes, and then a big front area which is quite flat. This front area here. This typically can be coloured on a horse, different colours. We need to get that front area and that side area differentiated. The jaw joins quite neatly here, and it has very strong muscles in this jaw here. So they tend to sort of create an area of themselves, which means they have a sudden drop in towards the rest of the horse's head. So this isn't quite a simple triangle here, but that's kind of how we have to think of it. You can imagine the skull in here and just a big extended jaw coming all the way out here. The horse has rather a small bottom lip here, which we can put in there, and it does have very large nostrils, and these can be a great way of positioning things on our horse. So that one's always very visible in 3/4. This one would be very visible, and the other one is just like a little hill on the other side of this mountain here. The front of the horse's head is slightly curved like this, but it does have a dip in here towards the eyes, so we need to reflect that as well. It also has very high, unusual cheekbones, placing the eyes at about this level here, at the intersection between the small part of the head and the long part of the snout. Horses do have rather large expressive eyes. So if we can get our first eye in nicely on the side of the head here, remembering always that it is slightly at an angle. It's slightly at an angle. And there's horse's eyes, usually quite dark. We can put some light into it just to give it a bit of life. And it does have tear ducts, and it does have some lines around it as well. And on the other side, again, just that projection of the bone across the top here. So we need to really be very aware of the bone structure all the time as we're doing this. The mouth starts here before the nostrils. It's quite a long mouth, and it goes quite into this large snout area here, and that snout area goes up towards where the nostrils are as well. So there are a lot of little indicator lines which you need to look for to make your horse more convincing. The ears equally placed. We can do a shortcut way of doing the ears by doing a little oval here to make sure that our ears synchronize. And obviously the ears have a little bit of character to them as well. They have a back and a front to them. And a horse would normally have some hair coming through this area here as well. And then of course the mane follows the line of the neck, and keep it expressive and interesting. And then there are very strong muscles running up the neck of the horse, so be sure to indicate the strength of these muscles as much as possible. Put some shade under there. big strong jaw muscles there. Eyelashes on a horse, definitely. Bottom of the ear there, so that it sits firmly on the head. And then once we've got our major lines in, then we can begin to just solidify our horse a little bit with a bit of shading to show that we understand the structure of it. Some through here, some here under the eye, round the jaw where it joins onto here, and here towards the nostril, which is large and dark. Here we go. So remember, accentuate the lines where they are strong and keep them nice and soft where they're delicate. And we should end up with something that looks fairly horsey.